Hey, Book Besties. This is Nicole from BookedandBizzie. I'm your host for today's podcast. We will be talking to authors, editors, narrators, and readers about the books that we love to discuss. So sit back, tune in, and enjoy. Happy reading. So, ladies and gentlemen, I present to you author Britt W. And let me tell you why this beautiful soul. Listen, I came across her video and she said, I just need y'all to read my book.
Yes.
Stop playing. Stop playing on my top is what she really wanted to say.
Yeah.
But she was so graceful. And I said, Self, read the book.
Yes. Yes.
I downloaded it immediately.
Yes.
But because I had some interviews coming up, I had some other obligations.
Yes.
So I said, Self, just interview the girl.
Right.
So Self
I
said,
appreciate
can
it.
I have an interview? I said, okay, this will force me to put her in my rotation because I'm in interview season right now.
Right. Right.
Now, I was going to be bad if this book wasn't good.
I appreciate you reading it. I really do. I
The
do.
way I gobbled up that story. Listen, Britt W., Lord have mercy. Yes, yes, you have a new fan. You have a new reader. You have a
Thank
new reader. And
you.
if you see my dog or some noise going on, I have some construction going on. I apologize now. And my dog, she likes to be seen.
No, it's okay.
Okay. So, Britt W., welcome to the Booked and Busy podcast with all of
Thank
that
you.
foolishness and mayhem.
Thank
I
you for
just
having
feel it.
me. Thank you for having me.
I
I'm
want to
familiar. I know how
apologize.
you are.
Huh?
I said I'm familiar. I know how you are.
Girl, you know I don't have the sense that God gave me, right? In all of my 55 years, I don't have no sense for the most part. Unless it's behind the scenes and we down to business, then business
Yes.
Nicole comes on.
Yes.
But I want to apologize to you first, publicly, because I screwed up the time.
Oh.
I am so sorry.
No,
But
it's all right.
realizing that Super Bowl is today, I inboxed you this morning because I wanted to make sure you were good with the time. It ain't about me because I don't give a damn about the Super Bowl.
No, I'm good. I was good. I was good. And
Okay, so I
yeah.
apologize about my screw up because truly it was my screw up.
No, it was okay.
Okay, so with that out the way, let's talk about your book, Open for Business.
Yes, yes.
First
Yes,
things first, I love the FMC's name, Demielle.
yes, yes.
Oh, her name is beautiful.
Yeah, I came up with that because I wanted something different. I wanted her and her sister to have like these southern names, and like when you think of Demi, you really think of like a southern belle with hands. You know what I mean? So I was like, oh, Demielle is perfect for her. Desiree is perfect for her sister. So that's how those names came about.
I love their names. I do.
Yeah.
I love their names. So, but one thing that um writers do is they kind of create these characters that fit the name of the male main character because again, most readers all they want is the male main characters, but you chose common names.
Yeah.
And I loved it.
Yes. Well, that was intentional. He's a CEO, a multimillionaire. I didn't have to go over the top with his name. He's such a big presence anyway, by now you know. So I didn't have to go over the top with his name. It's also intentional because the next MMC, not to jump ahead, but the next MMC in that Ruviel universe has a very unique name. So I was like, I gotta, let him have a normal name.
Okay.
Thanks, Angel.
Let's talk about the universe.
Yes.
I am new to this author space.
Yes.
Okay. I'm becoming an author.
Oh, wow. Congrats.
It ain't, again, it's not
Yes,
about me.
ma'am. Yes,
But I
ma'am.
truly want to know, how easy was it for you to create your own universe? How easy, or was it hard? What was entailed
Hmm.
in developing this universe?
I would say this: I admire authors who have created these universe with all of these different characters and have had series in that universe, because it's not something that's easy. You have to stay immersed in it, and you have to have this commitment to, like, that universe has its own life in a sense. Like the town, it has its own vibe, its own presence. So for me, I have to stay immersed in that, and it wasn't easy because I won't jump ahead, but I do want to talk about what's coming next in that universe. I had to step out of it for a little bit because the next book starts off in Compton. So I had to start there and then go back to Ruviel. So it's not as easy as I thought it would be, but once you are locked in, you're locked in.
Because
And
I'm finding it hard. Like, okay, so I know I have to keep like a character Bible, because
yeah.
again, I'm trying to create my own little universe.
Hmm.
And I know this is becoming a thing,
Yes.
but I find that it's easier to create my own universes than to create what's actually here, because then people be like, that ain't there. Why?
Yeah.
Listen, this is in
Yeah.
my universe. This is what's on the
Yeah.
street.
You may experience it too with your fictional one as well, because my fictional town is based on a couple different southern places.
Yes.
And so most of my readers that are from the South have been like, I loved it. Like I felt the Southern influence. But then I had some that was like, well, what part of the South is it? And I'm like, it's fiction. But it is based loosely on a couple different Southern places. So it's just, when it comes down to your universe, make it, your own, and just have those characters be, what you want them to be, to bring that universe to life.
Yes.
That's the only thing I can say about it. Because you'll get too much in your head, and it'll become a real life place at some point.
I think that I fell in love with authors creating their own universe through Casey Mills, T.
Yeah,
Lynn, and
yeah. Thank you,
Charity
Morgan.
Shanae. I
Yes,
really fell in love with their universe. And that's like, oh my God, how great would it be to create my own universe as far as the fictional city, the fictional town, because I'm Bay Area bound. So I want to create my own universe of the Bay Area,
yeah,
Oakland, San
yeah.
Francisco, Vallejo, and then I want to add a country town up in there. Because I got
Oh,
an idea for a country book, a
yeah,
cowboy book. It's coming, it's brewing.
yeah.
But it's very interesting, and you did it so effortlessly.
Thank you, thank you,
Yes, yes, yes.
thank
I
you.
loved it. So let's talk about Demi and her hands, because she whipped his ass through that that damn engagement party. What possessed you? Listen, I was like, now we only in the prologue.
Yes. So I'm starting to see a trend with my writing. I come out swinging in the prologue. You're either going to have some type of emotional experience, or you ready to fight or something. And with this one, it was like I had to show you guys what she went through prior to meeting Lau.
Mhm.
I think that I couldn't just drop her in the middle of, like starting her day off and then going back like with a flashback. I feel like that would really cheapen the experience. So I wanted to put y'all right there with her, where you felt like you was right on the side of her, ready to throw hands with her. So that's how that came about.
How much is Demi and or Lyle is you?
Oh, I would say this. The hands is me for sure. Like, but the part of Demi that is so genuine, forgiving, loving, that is the more healed version of me now.
Hmm.
Lau, how he was in the beginning, is how I was when I was younger. Very just detached and surface. So they represent where I was and where I am now. That's what they represent for me.
I love that. I love
Yeah.
that. I
Yeah.
love that you can depict from your pieces of you. put
Yes,
them in
yes,
characters and still not have the whole sum of you.
yes, yes.
Did I say something? Did I preach a word? Did I preach a word? So
You
this is your
did.
third book. When is book 4 coming?
It is in the final stages now. I couldn't rush this book because this book is very layered. It's dealing with Black spirituality. It's dealing with grief. The MMC is trying to escape the gang life. So it's not something that I went into and just felt like I gotta rush it. But it is coming. It is coming
I
for
love it.
sure.
I love this for you. I don't
Thank
know
you.
why I do. I just feel like your spirit and mine are very similar in
Hmm.
the fun loving. We like to laugh because it seems like you
Yes.
like to because you laughed at all my videos.
I do. I love to kiki. It's so funny because I can be a very serious person,
Hmm.
but I love a good kiki. Like, I just feel like it's just so much going on. Let's laugh. Laugh it out, move on, whatever.
Let's talk about let's talk about this. I'm not going to say that
Gonna go.
the sex, but let's talk about it.
We
You
can.
you was adding we was adding body parts like toes and things.
So,
Is that
okay.
experience? What the hell?
So I would say this, and this is like the biggest question. Look, when I tell you the DMs was on fire, the DMs was on fire. Like, I didn't expect it. I really didn't, because my mindset when writing the infamous scene was, what would that experience be like for Demi being inexperienced? She had only been with two men in her whole life, and so I couldn't have Lau immediately just put her through it. It was like it needed to be a build up. It needed to be tension. And if you go back to that conversation when she was telling him, like, I have not been adventurous and I'm angry about it, it was, my mindset was, he wanted to show her something that would allow her to say, you know what, I done surpassed my friends. Like, forget what they talking about. I'm now top of the top when it comes down to experiences. So that's where that my mindset came from with that. Like, let me have her experience something she never has before and put my readers there with her. Like, introduce them to something they may have never experienced. So that's what my mindset was. But that scene was not premeditated. A lot of people think that it was thought out, it was planned. It was not. It was not.
Man, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Somewhere in your life, I don't know if it was this life, the last life, or the life before that, you did that. Because baby, I had to take a break. I said, did she just use her toe? Did he?
Yeah, like, the thing is, like, I wanted it to be a thing where she would be like, if you go back before it happens, and she's just like, I didn't know what the hell was going on, but I was with it. It was a thing where, like I said, I wanted him to give her an experience that she hadn't had, and you know that's what happened. But that scene was not premeditated. I only had one spicy scene in that book that was premeditated ahead of time, that was thought out. Everything else was off the dome.
I'm just gonna say you did that.
Thank you.
You did that. So the scene, was it outside in the
Which one?
rain?
The infamous scene? The
The
agave
one in
scene?
the rain. The one in the rain.
Oh,
That's what it is.
outside. Yes, yes. What was that premeditated?
No, I just want to know what.
Oh no! So that was the
Let's talk
only
about it.
the only spicy scene that was premeditated was the movie theater scene. Everything else was off the dome. Everything else was off the
Look,
dome.
look, you see how they got close? The movie scene.
The movie scene was premeditated because I knew that I was going to. So this is so crazy. I just had someone read me about this. I knew that I was going to talk about Dorothy Dandridge in the book because I love her. And I knew that they were going to go see a classic film together. And I'm like, they can't be in a theater and not. Come on now, it's only right. So that was premeditated. But everything else was just like, I let the characters lead me. I really do. They lead me.
So Loud Nasty ass was just nasty from the beginning to the
But if we get into the, like, I think my mindset with him was he really just was looking for the right woman. Like he needed the right woman to come along and just make him let go. And that's what Demi represented to him. And it was like, I'm good, I'm locked in, you mine. And so I love writing loud. I really did. He was a time for me. He really was.
Let me tell you something. That book was so good. The
Thank you.
drama'd, the intimacy was intimacy in.
Yes.
It did what it was supposed to do. So if you people have not, I'm for real, I'm serious. If
Mhm.
you have not read this book, you would be doing yourself a disservice if you don't.
Thank you.
Like for
Thank
real.
you.
And I don't do this. I don't believe in giving bad book recommendations,
Yes.
but when I
Yes.
do give a recommendation, and I've said it more than once, yes.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. It meant a lot to me. I say this in the author's note, but I'll say it again here. This book was a palate cleanser for me. I wanted to write something that was a little more lighthearted. My debut series dealt with trauma. It was heavy material, and right after completing that, I started writing another book. Well, I went back to writing another book that was even heavier. And I just started to feel really overwhelmed. I was like, oh, this is not good, Britt. You starting to feel overwhelmed. You about to put this pen down. And something was like pivot, find something lighthearted, but still has like me as a writer, you're gonna always get emotional depth from me as an author. Always. It's just synonymous with who I am as an author. But I
Mhm.
did want to write it where, it wasn't from this traumatic experience or anything like that. So that's what Open for Business really represented to me and for me. And I was really happy with the process of it. And once it was done, the final product, I really was.
For Lyle to agree to give her up, I know it was that part. That part resonated with me so much because to see that he had to agree for her to go to Paris
Yes.
and still be in it and
Yes.
wait for her to come back. But I tell you, I said, okay, you got me.
Yes. That
She
was, and
got me.
I think it was important for her to prove to herself that she could put herself first and she could go after the things that she wanted to do, still love him, still be committed to him, and he needed to be able to work on some things too. The scene with her and her parents was so emotional for me. Because it was like, what would that experience be like if you really could talk to people who were no longer here? And having her mom tell her, like, go live your life. It gave me chills even after I wrote it and went back and I was revising. I was like, oh, this is so, but that's really where that came from. Her, like, even my parents, from heaven are saying, I got to go live my life.
I love the fact because his mama can go to hell. First of all, his mama can go to hell. I love the fact that she was not a perfect coiffed woman, if that
Yeah,
makes sense.
yeah,
I like the fact that she was heavier.
yeah.
I like the fact that her hair was,
Mm-hmm.
however it was in its natural state.
Mm-hmm.
And his mom, she's very much pulled together and
Yeah.
it's all about, the aesthetic and how
Yes.
everybody looks and who he should be with. I
Mm-hmm.
love the fact of that.
Mm-hmm.
I love the fact that he stood 10 toes down because he was like, I have to figure this out. Now,
Yes.
Walt, I don't know. Walt, he's, listen,
Yeah.
Walt, I'm trying to find words for Walt.
You finding it?
I'm trying to find it. I think he got what he deserved without unaliving him.
Yeah.
But I'm hoping, this is a hope,
Uh-huh.
that he gets redeemed. And because I feel like he's misunderstood because his mama did a number. I feel like she did a number on him
She
and the
did.
daddy
She
too.
did. She did. Like, you know, anyone who has siblings, that older younger sibling dynamic is tough sometimes, because most of the time as an older sibling you got your parents when they were young, before
Yeah,
they really did some healing and work.
yeah,
And then the younger siblings, some of them are fortunate to get a more healed version of the parent,
yeah.
but if not, they grow up right up under the parent, and the influences sometimes are horrible at what happens. And that's really what happened with Walt. It was like, he was brainwashed in a sense.
Do you think that we will see Walt again?
So I would say this, and I'm gonna, say it right here with y'all. So you're gonna see pretty much everyone again. The next book is not about Demi and Lau. It won't be centered around them, but you will see them. They will be sprinkled throughout, and there will be some things revisited. There's also another scene, where there's like a climax, a build up of some things. Y'all gonna see two characters in the same scene together. You're like, you know what? Yeah, we've been waiting to see this showdown. So yeah, you will see them again, but it is a completely different love story. This
I mean,
story
I
is
get it, but
set.
I'm just saying, I wonder if they're going to, will we see these characters floating in other stories?
Yeah, so I don't want to jump
I
the
don't
gun.
tell it. Don't tell it.
Yeah, but
Don't
you
tell it.
will. I do have something very special with this universe. I do. Outside of the next book, I do.
I love it. I love it. All right. Let's ask some author questions. Y'all got some questions for it before I get started with my author questions? Because you know how I do. What made you fall in love with reading and writing?
Oh, I will start with writing first. So I have been writing for a very long time. Childhood. The youngest I can go back is probably 9. I entered a poetry contest at school, and long story short, they thought that someone had wrote it for me or I had copied it from something. I was accused of plagiarism. And it was that age when I realized, like, you might be doing a little bit more than just writing things down. If adults think that you are, copying out of something, or someone wrote this for you, then it's serious. And writing was my escape. It was what I did to, just vent things that I was internalizing. So I've been doing it for so long. I fell in love with it at a very young age. And reading came shortly after that. I was probably like 13. First book I want to say was probably Fly Girl, of course, like everybody's first. But I fell in love with reading books where the characters were like people I knew. You know, urban fiction really raised me. Um, I read the greats, the pioneers, so I've had a love for it for a very long time. But writing has it just never wavered. Anytime I would detach from it for a long time, it would keep spinning the block, keep pulling me back. So it's been a part of my life for a very, very long time. A long time.
So, what about reading?
Yeah, and like I said, reading probably since I was 12, 13. And I'm telling my age, but I was that girl. I spent weekends at Borders. I bought books every month, with my little allowance. It was a major part of my life. I thank my mother for, allowing me to go off by myself way uptown from where I grew up, to go in these bookstores and sit and read and buy books. And it's just something that I understand, the escapism. I understand how for some of us it's escape, and it's just, or it's a way for us to see characters that resemble us. Something we might going through in our life, whatever. It's a big part of so many of our lives, and the escapism plays a major role. It really
Okay, I'm
does.
gonna keep muting my thing because he's drilling something,
Okay.
explaining something. Um, my question to you is, who are your Mount Rushmore of authors?
Oh my God. Oh my God. Whew.
You got 4 of them.
That's tough because I do have a love for like the iconic black authors that paved the way for us. I just did a video on this talking about that. Like, of course, Maya Angelou and Audre Lorde and all those type of people. But for me, I can't really narrow it down to like 4 people. I would just say this: I'm a huge fan of the pioneers and originators of urban fiction. So Terry Woods, Quan, those people, I just like, for me, it's like, that's just, so it's for me, it does change though, because now I'm so heavy into black romance. So I have, authors I admire in that genre. So it just depends, but I can't narrow it down to just four. I admire so many authors who have paved the way for us.
You
I
got
really do.
opportunity to add more authors to this. I got more where you can add more authors. So you don't have to give me four. Who are the faces that we need to see?
Oh my gosh.
Because and the reason why I ask this is
Hmm.
because I want readers to say, okay, I never thought about that author. Let me go and research, maybe
Hmm.
read something by them. So
Hmm.
that's why I ask.
Hmm. Whew. It's tough, but it's tough. I mean, like I said, I can't think of just four. But I'm just gonna leave it at the pioneers of urban fiction. Honestly, that's what I'm
Okay,
gonna leave it
I'm gonna
at.
leave it alone. I'm gonna leave you alone.
I'm gonna say that because it's so many of them that was just so raw. Like, I can't narrow it down to just four. It was just so. I remember reading some of them like, oh my god, you know, just amazing.
Are you a reader as you write, or do you have?
No, it is so tough. Because I do go on lockdown when I'm writing and I can't read. The only way I can do it is if it's like a very short novella and it's nothing to do with my material that I'm working on. But other than that, no. And it's hard because there's so many. I'm like, oh, another release. But I have a TBR like anyone else, and I have books that I love. And I do have things that I have read recently that were great. But yeah, I can't when I'm writing. I can't. I can't.
Okay.
It takes away from my process.
If you could describe your writing in a song, a movie, or a TV show, what would it be?
Oh my gosh, a song, a movie, or a TV show. Oh my gosh. I'll say this, and I actually mentioned this movie in my debut series. My writing, I don't know how many people have seen this movie, is like the movie The Bronx Tale. Heavy on narrating and very introspective. So that's my writing style. The way that movie, where he takes you on a journey of childhood experiences, how he viewed people, how this made him feel. That's my writing style, and that movie means so much to me. It's had such a huge impact on me growing up. That's why I mentioned it in my debut series. So I would say The Bronx Tale is how I would sum
First
my
of all, it
writing.
said the Bronx Tale. I was like, oh, the movie with the mob, and he was the young boy, and he
Yes,
liked the
yes,
black girl.
yes. I do have one more. So this is another one. I don't know how many people saw it, but it's another one that's heavily based on narrating throughout the movie, and I would say Lackawanna Blues. How that young man showed you like
You
the
speaking
people
my
around.
language. You
Yeah,
speaking my,
that's
I
how I
love
write.
Lackawanna Blue. That movie was so complex.
Yes, that's how I write. Like, I want my readers to feel like they're part of the scene, like they know these people, like they're part of their lives, and that's how I write.
Oh
Thank
my
you,
God, I love
Morgan.
that because that movie was so complex because you're seeing it from the eyes of the little boy,
Yes,
not
yes,
from everybody else. You're seeing it from his eyes from when he, even though the story is before, I mean, when he was born,
yes,
but as he's growing up, you're seeing his perspective
yeah,
of this chaotic life that is before him because first of all he's living in a boarding house with the
yes.
lady that owns the boarding house and his mama
Mhm,
wanted him but
mhm.
she didn't want him because she was doing her.
Exactly, exactly.
Oh
Yeah,
my God,
I would
that is
say
so
those two
good.
movies for sure because it's the way that the main characters narrate throughout, and the way that they bring you in as a viewer is that is my writing style for sure. I want you guys to feel like you are a part of the experience, whatever it is that they have going on.
What element or message do you always want to include in your books?
Whatever the characters ultimately end up having at the end of the book, I want readers to feel like I can too. If it is they've healed from trauma, they have learned to forgive, they've let go to make room for blessings. I want readers to feel like I can too. So that is what I want my readers to always take away from anything that I put out. That you can too, that you can overcome, you can learn to love again. Um, any of that is what I want readers to take away from it. You know, I did have one of my readers say, like, your books are like therapy, girl. I gotta be ready. I said I appreciate it because I understood where she was coming from, you know, and I know that sometimes you're not in that space when it comes down to reading, but for those who are, I'm here. I'm available.
Is writing cathartic for you?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. I love that.
It
I love
is.
when an author can put their emotions down on paper
Yes.
and leave it there and then let that message help somebody else.
Yes.
Stop
It,
playing.
it, it is. It's like, okay, I put it out there. I hope whoever it's for, they get it. And yeah. And each time I go out, there's a message in each book. Each time I put something out. So, and I want to continue to do that. It's really important to me.
Okay. Um, what are three things that you have to have in order to create a good writing environment?
Oh, I think most of my readers know this about me by now, especially the ones that I have a close rapport with. Music for sure. There has to be a good fire playlist playing. I'm a huge candle girl for sure, and it just wherever I am, it has to be just organized and tidy. Like I'm that type of person. I can't have stuff all over the place, even though I do have things set up kind of like a detective like little board. I have visuals and things of that nature, but it always has to be like music playing, candles lit, and just nice and organized.
All right, all right. Um, do you read and watch your reviews? I mean, I know you watch your reviews because you commented on mine. But do you read your reviews?
Yes and no. So I find myself when it first comes out, I might peek at a few. If I'm tagged, of course, I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna, you know, thank you for reading it, but I don't consistently keep up with it. No, because it does impact. It does impact, and it'll, it gets in the way a lot, and you just have to be careful with it. You don't want it to interfere with your process. So I'll say yes and no. If I'm tagged in it, I will, but I don't keep up with all of it. No.
What's more important for you? The cover, editing, character development, or the plot?
Oh my gosh. I mean, editing goes without saying because you want the book to be you want your finished product to come out into the world a certain way. But for me, outside of that, character development is huge for me. Because if you as a reader invest in me and you come read something that I have put out in the world, I want you to feel like your the time you invested was well worth it. I take you on a journey with my characters. So I don't want you by the end of it like, okay, they went through all that for what? Like character development is huge for me. And I think that that's why it's so hard for me to write a novella because I have to take you on a journey. So I would say character development, and right after that, plot.
Are you an outliner or do you free write?
So I am not the biggest fan of outlining because I feel like my characters they lead and they guide and direct me to deliver their story. But what I do is I spend a lot of time on character profile. Their personality traits, the things, their weaknesses, their fears, their strengths. I spend a lot of time on that. I get to know my characters. So by the end of the story, I'm like, who we been in this thing? Because I developed this connection to them. So I do a heavy character profile, a slight outline, and then that's it. Other than that, everything is off the dome.
How do you keep up with the small details, like, what's going on with the characters or a place or a time in which
Mhm.
something happens? Do you go back and reread the book or do you keep notes?
I keep notes. I do have every chapter has three key things that I need to get across to the reader. So that's kind of how I keep up with the storyline. But of course, I have a very close relationship with my editor too. That helps. But it's just I have the story in my mind, so I know how it's gonna develop. Um, but I do the three key things per chapter just to keep myself, aligned with how it's gonna continue to develop.
What does your writing process look like? Are you writing at nighttime? Are you writing like early in the morning? Is it, I know you have to have music and you have to have candles going on. Are you a weekend writer? What does it look like for you?
I write so my characters don't leave me alone until the story is done. So I write when and this the God's honest truth. I write whenever I have the time to sit down and be dedicated to it. So that could be night, early morning. I do also take time out to go write in public, which has been an experience because people really be invested when they find out you're an author. They really become invested. They're like, oh, and I'm like, listen, I'm here to work, but it's anytime honestly that it's anytime, and lately because I'm wrapping this up, it's like all my free time because I have to finish this. You on mute?
I'm sorry. I know that I believe you work, right? You
Yes,
still have your job.
yes.
How do you balance your day? How does one balance your writing career with your daily life, with your work, with your family? How does that work for you? Because I know some people be like, "Girl, I'm running on fumes."
It's not easy, because you sometimes find yourself is no balance. So you have to constantly keep that at the forefront of your mind. Like, I have to have a balance with this. So there are some times where I'm like, it's an absolutely not type of day when it comes down to the writing. Like, I just have to go and show up in other areas of my personal life. But I try to just prioritize everything, and just allot the time for the writing, and then everything else, gets all my attention. So it's not easy. And now I will say I take my hat off to the authors that work and have children and have like, because I know, so I can only imagine that's a lot. That's a
Right.
lot. But it's just about balance and just making sure you don't lose sight of your personal life, because you can easily lose sight of that. You really can.
When you first saw your name on the cover of your book, first book, you held it in your hand. What was that feeling like?
I thought about myself as a kid, that kid that believed that we would be here. That's what I thought about. I was just like, who child? Because as a child I had this confidence, and I just knew, like, I used to tell people when I was little, like, I'm gonna be famous one day. And I have people who bring that up to me now, like, remember when you was little you used to say that? So, of course, as you get older and life happens, you start losing some of that confidence and some of that drive. But when I saw my name and the story was complete, I was just like, oh, you did it for that little kid. You did it for that version of yourself that really believed that you would be here.
I
Yeah.
love that. I love that. Um, what's your idea of the great American novel?
Oh, great American novel.
And how does African American literature fit into that? Like, where do you see it fitting? What examples may you have of what you consider a great American novel?
Ooh, it's a touchy one. Okay, I will say this. I have always read predominantly black books, throughout my whole life. Now, I do have stories that I have, fallen in love with that wasn't necessarily by black authors, but I just feel like what makes I don't know, to me, what makes a great novel, period, is a book that was able to take you on a journey, and there's a reward at the end of reading it. So, oof, you got me with that one. You really do.
Because, like, for me, I say this all the time. I feel like books like Losing Control by Lady Nisha,
Mm-hmm.
Demon's Dream, is another great American novel.
Mm-hmm.
Takira Allen's Parachutes, all three.
Yes. Yes.
Listen, took me,
Yes.
drug me from up there to down
Yes.
yonder.
That's my definition. Like if you go on a journey with the book and after it you feel like, oh my god, like if it stays with you, then it was a great novel. It was a great book, and they did their job was done well. If you're still talking about it years after it debuted, it's a great novel. So that's how I look at it. Any book that takes you on that type of journey and that you're still talking about years later, it's a great novel. Hey girl.
I'm sorry, there was a question I wanted to ask you,
Mm-hmm.
and I cannot find this question, but so we're gonna move on. What would your readers be shocked to know about you?
Oh. What would they be shocked to know about me? I don't know. I'll say that I can be I consider myself like an antisocial extrovert. Like I love to communicate and love to discuss, but there's a side of me that's like I love to be quiet and I love to just be reserved and watch, and I'm very observant. So, but I don't think that's like a shock to people or anything. I don't know. Maybe we should let them ask, and I'll see what they, you know. But yeah, I don't know about shocked. I don't know.
Everybody knows I'm a picky eater, right? So I don't think that's shocking.
Okay.
But everybody loves salmon, and I don't.
Oh wow. Okay, so things like that. Mm,
Anything. It could be anything. What would your readers be shocked to know about? It don't have to be within the book space.
shocked to know about. Oh, I have a huge. I'm not gonna say shock, but if we talking about like things you don't, I have trypophobia. Like anything that is like cluttered and it's too much of it, I'm creeped out. I'm just like, oh no, please, like get it away from me. And I've been like that since I was little, so maybe something like that. And I really get creeped out by it. I've come a long way though. I've come a long way.
Do you ever want to be published traditionally?
At some point, yes, I think I would. Yeah, at some point, I would love to have that experience.
Do you feel like that? And the reason why I'm asking is I know a lot of authors say they like the freedom in which they can write independently. Do you feel like that's going to hinder your voice?
I don't know because it hasn't been my experience yet. I would hope that anything that I do traditionally, I would still be able to maintain some of my voices, if not all of my voice as an author. But I don't know. Being hybrid might be something too, to aspire to. But I don't know. I know as of right now, I just want to solidify my voice and me as an author with my readers. So if in fact that happens, they already have an understanding of who I am as a writer and an author.
My spirit sees it coming. Like,
Oh, thank you.
no, serious, no. All bullshit aside, my spirit sees it. It feels it. It feels like
Thank
it's
you.
coming. I don't know if it's traditional, if it's hybrid, but it's something
Thank you.
because that's how good this book is.
Thank you so much.
Um, if you could turn this book into a movie,
Oh,
who would be
yes.
your leading lady and who would be your male main character?
Well, I'm gonna say this. The readers, when they started to do visuals for Open for Business, every single one of them, if not, I'm not gonna say all of them, but almost all of them used Michael B. Jordan for Lau. And I did not see that coming. I was like, okay, y'all go ahead and manifest.
Yeah.
So I did not see that coming at all. And as far as Demi, I don't know who I would want to portray her. I just would want it to be someone who exudes this. sweetness and this beauty, about her, but I don't know who I would want
You
to.
know who she gives me the vibes of?
Yes, I want.
I'm talking
Who? Let
about
me
a
know.
younger Jill Scott. She
Oh
gives me
wow.
younger Jill Scott vibes. Like Jill Scott is about that business. Like she don't mind throwing hands, but her voice is so melodic. She seems like she's so sweet.
Yeah.
You know, when she's very expressive, she's
Yes.
very poetic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
she gives me Demi vibes. Like
Yeah.
seriously.
Well, I love Jill, and I listen, but I really don't know like who. And this is the thing. So many of my readers envision her so many different ways, and I'm like,
Mhm.
however you interpret her, great.
I just
But
like
for
her
me,
aura. She gives
yeah,
me that aura. You
yeah,
know, I don't
yeah,
know, not particularly Jill Scott, but just that aura.
yeah. She
You
was.
know,
I enjoy writing her so much because, like I said, she represents who I am now. I am. Forgiveness is a lot easier for me in this season of my life than it was in my 20s. So she just represents the softer side of me, and I loved writing her because I had a lot of readers that were just like, oh, I couldn't have done what she did when it came down to her forgiveness. And I'm like, it's where you are in your life. It's whatever season you're in your life. If you can't forgive right now, I completely understand. It took me a decade to get here, so I completely understand. But when you're ready, I'm here. I'm here. I got you. So,
um,
but it is a journey to get into that place of being able to forgive that way. That's not an easy
but you
thing.
know what? Forgiveness is not easy.
It's not. It's
That's
not.
hard. Being a Christian is hard work.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what people tell me. No, I'm joking. No, seriously, it is hard work. I remember the last time because I've given my life to Christ several times. Like,
Yeah.
Lord, take me now.
Yeah.
But I remember specifically the last time I joined a church and I was serious about giving my life over to Christ and making sure I tried being as Christian as I could. Now,
Mhm.
I'm not saying that I'm perfect because I am not.
Mhm.
I'm not saying that I'm a Bible thumper because guess what? I'm not.
Mhm.
But I do try to love as God does, and
Yeah.
I do try to forgive. I try.
Yeah.
And I have trouble with a couple of people,
Mhm. Mhm.
and one of them is dead and gone.
Mhm. Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I want to say that I forgive. I
Mhm.
do. But the trauma behind it is
Yeah.
hard to let it go. You know what I
It
mean?
is.
And
It
I
is.
think that is what people don't understand. You have to reconcile with the trauma.
Yes, that's what my debut series is centered around. For like that, their journey is more based on forgiving those that cause trauma in your life.
Right.
And I love their story, because
Yes.
that their story mirrors my story.
Yes.
However, in Open for Business, my mindset was this with Demi. The reason she could forgive Angelica was there was no point of holding a grudge because the best revenge was Angelica having to sit back and watch her win. Like you as my best friend could have been here with me. You could have been on this ride with me, but your jealousy and envy kept you from being able to come on this ride with me. And that's the hardest part about being on a journey of elevation in any kind. Seeing people that you loved not being able to come with you and you having to mourn that of, oh my god, I thought it would be me and you. And I'm in that season. And it's not easy, but you also have to think about the bitterness and the resentment and the hurt, what it does to you. You lose out on a lot of time. I lost a lot of family members that died angry, and that's
Mhm.
something that I'm like, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it, and I'm not gonna age myself either because being angry and holding on to things, it ages you too. So,
That
I
right.
just tell people just get on your journey and go at your pace.
Hmm.
But get on some type of journey. Don't
Right.
stay there. Get on some
Right.
type of journey. Yes.
With each book release, so now you have three,
Hmm.
right? Am I right? Oh.
Yes.
What does it build your confidence? And secondly, does it teach you something?
Oh, it definitely teaches. It's taught me a lot about myself. It's taught me that I truly am humble because I've always looked at myself that way. But this space will humble you, and if you're not already a humble person, it can break you. Because if you come over here and you think, "Oh, this shit is fire," everyone's gonna love it. You're gonna be mistaken. So it's taught me how humble I am. For sure, it's definitely showed me um my strength as well, and how when I commit, and I'm serious about bringing these stories, to life. And so it's shown me so much about myself, but it also has shown me how much I've healed too. It really has, because to write these type of things, put it out in the world, and let it go, that's growth, and that's some work that I've
I
done.
love that. I love that. Um, let's talk about the idea of beauty. I
Mhm,
think that sometimes other communities only see us one way.
mhm,
You know, it's you have to be fair skin, long hair, curly long hair. You have to have a Coke bottle frame,
mhm, mhm,
and you can't have any blemishes or anything like that. You have to be a certain height,
mhm,
a certain stature.
mhm.
You know, you can't have a too much butt or
Right,
too many breasts and no butt. You
right.
have to be very proportion. You know, your proportions have to be like that.
Mhm.
What is your idea of beauty, and why is it important to put that in the pages of your book?
Oh. Well, I love this question because I spent a decade of my life in the beauty industry. So I know how people perceive you, how people, I call it appraise you, how they sit back so the biggest thing that I experienced in the beauty industry was, you too confident. You got to bring that down a little bit. And I used to look at people like, girl, what? No. Like, so for me, my idea of beauty is way beyond the physical. When you are a genuine person, when you have an aura that enters the room before you do, that makes you a beautiful person. And I'm so drawn to those type of people. Um, but I have a love for so many different complexions, and you know, just because I worked with it for so long. Like I love like people from Sudan. And like I was around it so much, so I have, and I reflect that in my writing. That long, thick, coarse hair can be beautiful. You know, her being curvaceous can be beautiful. So it's for me, it really does lie in your character, though, and I say that at the very beginning of Open for Business when Demi is reflecting. It lies in your character, because that surpasses. Like we're all gonna age. You know what I'm saying? We're all going that, you cannot avoid that. So it's your character that's what makes you beautiful, honestly.
Okay. I love that. I love that because I love the way authors um, put different types of standards as
Yeah.
far as what beauty looks like to them in their
Yeah.
books. I
Yeah.
feel like it's important for women to see that
Yes.
how
Yes.
you look
Yes.
is acceptable
Yes.
in this eye. You don't have to have green eyes. It's
Yes.
fine if you do. I'm not saying
Mm-hmm.
you're not beautiful if you don't, but it's
Mm-hmm.
okay that you don't have colored eyes, or
Mm-hmm.
it's okay that you might be a little plumper.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm a
And I do
plump
I
girl.
do admire authors that showcase that in their work, and they have multiple books like that. I think one of my favorite authors that does that, especially for curvy women, plus size women, is Masterpiece. She's amazing at that. I think that the lane that she created with that is, I admire her so much, because I'm like, You better. We ain't just beautiful, but we getting it too. Okay, girl, come on now, let it be known. You
Okay,
know,
no.
so I love that about her, and even other authors who, have dived into other, you know, different types of beauty.
Okay, okay. When did you know you had the gift of writing? Besides at your poetry, when did you know that you was like, okay, I'm gonna write this book and I'm gonna keep going?
Oh, how can I say that? I
Come
was in
on.
a writing course,
Okay.
and no one looked like me. They had, certain backgrounds, more technical writers, and we all were given the same writing prompt, but you could not put your name on it. It was submitted, without your name, and several of those people in that course were very cocky, and they let it be known, that they felt a certain way about themselves. And when my piece was chosen, and it was, you know, that's when I knew. I was like, you know what, you can do this. You can do this. Stop doubting yourself. And it really put me on the path of starting to work on my own novel. Me saying, you know what, it's either now or never. If you don't push the button, if you don't get started, you'll never do it. So it was a buildup of me having to believe that I could go forward with this. Because it's one thing to write, but it's another thing to say I'm going to do a full novel and put this into the world. So it was that experience that made me feel like, you know what, get out your own way, stop playing. So, and I haven't looked back.
I love that. I love that. I love that. Okay, let's play a little bit of this or that.
Okay.
And I got some questions. I got some
Oh,
questions.
this
I
is
got some
cute.
questions. Um, Kidnapping or forced proximity?
Oh, forced proximity.
Billionaire or the wrong side of the tracks?
Billionaire.
Fake relationships or arranged marriage?
I'm gonna say fake relationships.
Enemies to lovers or best friends to lovers?
Oh, best friends to lovers.
Second chance romance or surprise pregnancy?
Second chance romance. Yeah.
Um, um, opposites attracts or matchmaking?
Oh, opposites attracts. I'm in that right now. So opposites attracts. Yes.
Secret baby or a fake relationship?
Fake relationship. Yeah. Fake relationship.
A BBW or a
Uh
virgin?
BBW or what?
A virgin.
Oh. I'm gonna go with BBW.
Redemption or insta love?
Oh my gosh. Redemption. Redemption.
Erotic romance or a sweet romance?
Erotic. I think that was a no brainer.
Uh, Forced proximity or a love triangle?
Oh, you know what, y'all, some of these authors are trying to get me over there to that love triangle space, but I'm gonna still go with forced proximity. But some of them is trying to get me over there. Yeah, they trying to get me to come over there with them.
Okay.
Yeah,
Surprise ending or reading ahead?
surprise ending.
Coffee or tea?
Tea with agave, of course.
Romance or fantasy?
Oh, romance, romance.
Plot or characters?
Characters.
Thriller or mystery?
Ooh, I'm gonna say thriller. Thriller. Shout out to Angel that's in here right now for getting me into thrillers. I appreciate you, boo.
Series or a standalone?
Oh gosh. Mm. I'm gonna say series because I do enjoy series.
Physical books or a Kindle?
For me, it's Kindle. I know I got the physical book girlies that love, but for me, it's Kindle.
Books or movies?
Oh my god. Oh, that's a tough one because I am a huge movie junkie and a huge book junkie, so I can't choose. I really can't. I really, really am. I'm big on movies and books.
Stay at home or go out?
Now, is it wintertime, summertime? What is it? Because if it's right now with all this snow and ice, I'm in the house. But I do like to go out. I do.
Okay. That's good. That's good.
I do. I love to go.
Early bird or night owl?
As of late, night owl, but I used to be an early bird.
Okay. Summer or winter?
And to this year, it was winter, but now I'm gonna say summer. But I really am a fall person though. I love the fall. I was born in the fall. I come alive in the fall, so that's really my favorite season. But right now, this winter, mm. I'm gonna go with summer then.
Country living or city living?
Old city for me. Uh.
Street lit or horror?
Oh, straight lit.
Happily ever after or exciting plot twist?
Exciting plot twist.
Arranged marriage or bully romance?
Bully romance.
Uh, read with music or in the quiet?
Mm, I'm gonna say in the quiet most of the time. Yeah, most of the time it's in the quiet.
Okay, okay. One more, poly or BDSM?
Oh, I'm gonna go with BDSM. I'm gonna go with BDSM because like I said, the threesomes, poly, love triangle. But BDSM, yeah.
Okay. All right. So, if you can induct three authors into the Author Hall of Fame, who would they be? You can only
Ooh,
pick three, and you got to pick three.
I gotta pick three.
You got to pick three.
That's such a bully thing to do. Oh my gosh, I gotta pick three. Mm. I'm gonna go with Secure Island is one. I just love the journey that she takes you on. I love her storytelling. Um, mm, and two more. uh,
They could be dead or alive. It don't matter.
mm, these are tough ones. I don't. These are. Mm, I'm gonna go with Maya Angelou for my next one because she just has such an inspiration. Like she just inspired me so much. Um, and I'll go with Toni Morrison for my third one because she's another author that I felt gave me the permission to be poetic and write, like be metaphoric. So
Mhm.
those are my three. Those are my three. Secure, Now, and the Present, and then those two.
Okay. If you can invite five authors to dinner, dead or alive, who would it be?
Mm. Oh my gosh, to dinner? You know how to stump us with these ones. Because it's so like my mind goes to so many different genres. I
You
will
can pick
say
one from
this.
each genre. I don't care.
I would say this because these are tricky. I feel like they could be a little, and but I'll say this. I would love the privilege of sitting down with five very successful authors, different genres, long as they are black. That's just look. I'm being honest. That can really pour into newer and up and coming authors. That's what I would want. I can't give you, five off the top of my head, but just five successful authors that have been in this for some time. They have weathered storms that could really sit down and just pour into you. I feel like that's the opportunity that I would want. But I can't just, I would be sitting here with you just thinking about stuff. But that's the opportunity that I would want.
I'm gonna pick for you.
Okay.
Let me think. Like, no, no, no. Seriously, I'm gonna pick for you. Since you said you want five successful authors that I think that you could learn from.
Yes. Okay, Les, put me on.
I'm gonna pick. My first one is Masterpiece. First
Okay,
of all,
yes.
and the reason why I'm picking Masterpiece is because she pours into people. I
Okay.
know her. She has poured into me. Like, seriously, she has gotten
Okay.
my ass a few times.
Oh, I love that.
Love, love, love Masterpiece.
Okay.
The second one I would love to pick, that I'm going to pick for you, is A. A. Lewis.
Yes, I admire her quite a bit. Yes, I do.
A. When I tell you them private conversations that we have, it's always supportive. If it's
Mhm.
something that needs to be a workaround, she's the solution oriented type of person.
Mhm.
Okay, so that may not work, but what if you did it like this? It's always trying to create an end so
Yeah.
that you can get to where you're trying to go. It's
Yes.
never not nothing that she won't help you with.
Mhm. I love that. I love that, and I
The,
admire her quite a bit. I really do.
the third I would pick would be Jacquel.
Mhm. Yes.
Jacquel is very, 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 very knowledgeable.
Yeah. Yeah.
And everybody wants to know what the formula is to get to number one.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
Okay.
see, me honestly, I admire her a lot. I admire her journey. I admire her grind, her work ethic. But I also look at it like this: everything is in divine timing too. So I don't think that it's just one formula. I really don't. I think that it's divine timing for some people, and a lot of authors need to really take that in because you can get sidetracked watching someone else's journey, not knowing what they have been through, the sacrifices that they have made. So my mindset with that is divine timing. It's that author's time. Let them take off, let them soar. But a lot of authors are getting caught up in
But she
in
doesn't gatekeep is the thing.
and I love that. I love that because she could. So I do love that.
The other one that I'm gonna pick for you is Mel Dow.
Yes, I love her.
Mel is the epitome of not gatekeeping.
Okay.
She shares what she knows. She is not above helping you get to
Mm.
what you got to do.
Mhm.
I don't. I have. I've interviewed her.
Mhm.
Um, I've met her,
Mhm.
but just listening to her talk
Yeah.
and getting and talking to her, she is one of the sweetest people you would ever want to meet. I mean, I could
Mm.
go on and on and on about other
Yeah.
people, but the last one I'm going to give you is Kennedy Ryan.
Yeah.
And the reason why I'm picking Kennedy Ryan because, honey, when I say she buckled up against the system, she is creating a way for authors like you, like me, like everybody who wants to get into that space.
Mhm. Mhm.
These are the five authors I'm picking for you to have
Mhm.
dinner
I
with.
love it. I mean, they are all authors I admire. And like I said, the journey it's something to sit back and watch and just know if they can do it, you can do it too. I think that's what I
Right.
love most about these black female authors, of them just being an example of what can happen.
Mm-hmm.
But my advice definitely to authors that are coming up is to enjoy your own journey, embrace your own journey, because you will get sidetracked thinking, everyone's journey is supposed to look the same, and it's
And
not.
it doesn't.
It's
And it
not.
doesn't.
Hmm.
And it doesn't. And that's what I understand. I need people to understand. Your journey is your journey.
Yes,
You
it's
know,
your
I agree
journey.
with you 1000%. Your
You
journey
have to
is
be
your journey.
appreciate. You have to
Absolutely.
appreciate it, and just know, like I said, the sacrifices that they make and the things that they endure and that they go through is so much behind the scenes, and that has this has taught me that like there's a lot going on. It's a lot going on. You see the number ones, but yeah, I always joking like these authors, the documentary is gonna be crazy. Like the documentary gonna be crazy.
I love that. So so you've given advice because I was gonna ask you that next. Are you coming outside in 2026?
Yeah, so I will be at Chocolate City Lit Fest in April, in DC. I will be there, and I'm super excited because so many of the authors that I admire will be in the room. So it's a huge, huge honor, huge honor, to be present, and just I feel so honored.
What is the best way for people to purchase your books? Is it through
So
you, through Amazon?
So I am on Amazon, but I will be opening my website soon. I will share this here. My debut series is getting a facelift, and it's getting new covers by a beautiful book content creator in this space. But she does way more than that. But that is coming, and then there's some other things coming. So once that comes, my website will be open, and it'll be available to the readers.
I
And then,
love.
of course, they'll be able to get the new covers at Chocolate City too if they're attending.
Okay. I love that. I love that. And how can people find you?
So I am on TikTok, Instagram. I'm on Facebook, and I'm on Instagram and Facebook at Britt W on the page, and here on TikTok, I'm none like Britt W. But you can find me just by putting in author Britt W.
Love you. Love that. Ma'am, you got a new fan out of me. Like for real.
Thank you
Like for
so
real.
much. That's a huge compliment, cause
You got a
cause
new
you
fan
don't
out
play
of me.
around, Nicole.
Mm-mm. You know I'm not
You
gonna
don't
give you
play
no beauty
around, so
book.
that's a
So.
huge compliment.
And just because I may not do a review does not mean I didn't enjoy your book.
Yeah,
Please
yeah,
don't take that as that.
yeah.
Sometimes life be life, and I just don't have the time to do it. But
Right, right.
it's a lot of books that I loved and enjoyed.
Yeah.
But please, just because I didn't do a review or I didn't do anything physical, is because that's life has
Yeah,
happened.
yeah. No, I
Um,
appreciate all forms of support. I'm that person. I look at all forms of support as support. That's just how I am.
and that's how I see it. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, if I can lend my voice, if I can lend my pen as far as writing reviews, if I
Hmm.
could just have an interview or whatever.
Yeah.
I love to highlight African American authors for one. I
Thank
love
you.
to highlight authors in the that are black in the black diaspora
Hmm.
for two, because I feel like with the political climate that we are currently in, that it's not always fair to us, because either they're going to try and shut down our voices,
Yeah.
they're going to ban our books,
Yes.
and it's not fair, or they're going to just stifle or put them in the back, or they don't show them at all.
Yeah.
So if we don't support each other, then how is it supposed to get done?
Exactly. It's very important.
That's the
It's
point of the
very
small
important to
talk.
continue to lift each other up. It is. I live in DC, and I see everything going on with the current climate. It's like it's rough. It's rough to see some of the things that's happening, but as long as we continue to love on each other, as long as we don't forget our culture and forget we are the trailblazers, we are the pioneers, we'll be okay. We'll be okay. But if we lose sight of that, then everything it starts to diminish. So that's what's most important. I will say, for the most part, I'm very proud of our people. I'm very proud of us being able to continue to stand strong, because we done been through it
Right.
and still going through it. So yeah, it means a lot to just see some of us really love on each other and say, you know what, I got you.
And that's the point. That's
Yeah.
the point, is to highlight you guys, to make sure that you guys are seen because your voice represents so many
Yeah,
of
yeah,
us readers.
yeah.
It's our entertainment for those that
Mhm.
like to read. It's
Yes.
our getaway, it's our escape. It's
Yep.
all of those things
Mhm.
that
Mhm.
we hold dear.
Mhm.
And to have someone try to take that from us is insane.
It is. It is scary, to know like it's an active crusade to, erase us. But you can't erase greatness.
You
You
can't.
just can't.
You can't erase
So,
greatness and you can't erase us. We're going to forever exist.
mhm. Mhm.
Forever.
Mhm.
Unless you go out and and just wipe out the whole species of this earth. We are everywhere.
We are.
We
We
are
are.
everywhere. And
We
we're
are.
not going away. And we're not going back to the fields.
We not. We not. And I can feel that of, it's like, no,
That's where
we
they try to send us. And it's like the world is passing us by because you so stuck in 1920.
mhm. Mhm.
Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Sorry for cussing. I did good today, but I was doing too much cussing. So
It's true
anyway,
though.
with that being said, let me share with you guys what's going on with Booked and Busy.
Yeah.
So next Saturday, I am not interviewing because it's what? Valentine's Day.
Yes.
And I don't have a Valentine. But I know
Oh.
that some of you and it's okay. But I know that some of you have Valentine's, so I want to make sure that you guys are not running, and I want to be able to make sure that the authors have their days. I don't want to take that from anybody. So
No.
Saturday will not be. Oh, look, thank you, baby mama.
Oh.
So, um, Saturday is a free day for me.
Mhm.
Okay. So I will be doing stuff around my house. I will be getting myself prepared because guess where I'm going? To the Boozy Book Tour in
All
Las
right
Vegas.
now.
Stop playing on my top. I will be your
Yeah.
official podcaster at the Melanin Ball Boozy Book Tour. Um, it is February 27th through March 1st.
Oh, nice, nice.
Okay. So we will be with the foolishness and the mayhem. Y'all know me and my alter ego is going. Okay. And y'all know what go on in Vegas. Stay what? Where? In
In
Vegas. You
Vegas.
don't need to be circulating online. Okay? So make sure that if you're in the Vegas area or if you're still interested in coming up, y'all make sure y'all got y'all pajamas because it's a pajama jam
I
all
heard,
day,
yes.
every day. And we're going to have fun. Okay? And get your tickets. Get your tickets now. BoozyBookTour.com. All right. The second event that I'm going to is in April. I'm going to the Cali Author Takeover.
Mhm.
This is not an invite event.
Mhm.
She still got tables if you're
Okay.
interested for you authors. It's in Los Angeles, California at the Embassy Suites. I'm not sure which Embassy Suites it is because I don't have the address here.
Mhm.
But it's at the Embassy Suites. A time is going to be had. It's not the one in El Segundo, it's the other one that's by the airport.
Mhm.
Um, make sure that you guys get your tickets. The event is free. The book signing is free. Now, if you want VIP status, hear me now, where you can get in earlier and you get the swag back and all of that stuff, then sign up with author Shelly P. Okay? Author Shelly P. She will give you all the details of us to her event. I will be hosting live. Again, both me and my alter ego will be there. On Friday, Shakalandra will be there. Shaki will be doing game night. Okay? So a time is gonna be had. Okay? And then on Sunday, Nicole, I'll be hosting the event because somebody mama gonna be there. Gotta act professional. Um, and then that event is April 24th and 25th.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. May, I will be at BRBF.
Yes.
I will be in the capacity of as a helper to
Okay.
Sharon and Storm from the Boozy Book Tour because they are a sponsor.
Okay.
Y'all make sure. I know tickets are gone, but if I see you, y'all make sure y'all come say hey. It's
Yeah.
okay to hug me. It's okay to say hey. All right,
Yes.
because I
Yes.
talk back. All right,
Yes.
so y'all
Yes.
make sure y'all come say hey. I will be buying books and losing my mind. Okay. Okay. All right. And then in June, my last book event that I'm going to is the Boozy Book Tour Dungeon Night.
Oh yes, I've heard about that one.
I'm not I don't know who's going to attend
Okay.
because I'm supposed to be the official podcaster. I'm gonna hide in my room because NDAs will be signed.
I heard about that one.
NDAs will be signed. Y'all hear me? So y'all cannot talk about what I was doing. And there will be no drinking for the demonstrations.
Oh, okay.
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 The phones will be locked. Okay. So y'all come, be free, and have a good time. And then y'all come buy books the next day. Because guess
All
why
right.
we here is for these authors.
Yes.
Okay. We're here for the authors. We're here to show support to them, to meet them, to talk to them briefly, especially if they got a lie.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's show the support if you can afford to do so.
Hmm.
All right. That's all the events that I'm coming to. So next week, um, on the Booked and Busy podcast, I have on Sunday. Sorry, I have Shay, the literate book girly. She is um, she's a content creator on YouTube and here on TikTok, and her commentary on these books is quite like mine. I crack up every time I watch her. So y'all make sure y'all check out Shay on Saturday, and then on Sunday, and then after that I have Sister Harlem.
Oh wow.
Sister Harlem is another book girly. She's my other seasoned sister because we are women of particular ages, and we're gonna
Hmm.
talk about books that we love, and
All
y'all
right.
might be shocked. Stop playing. So y'all come make sure y'all come and support both content creators and readers next Sunday. All right. Thank you so much for joining me on the
Yes.
podcast. I enjoyed you. Your
Yes. Thank you for
wisdom
having me.
is bar none. Because when I tell you, I was like this. I got my pencil. I was writing. I promise you. I promise you. I was
No, thank
writing.
you so much for having me. I appreciate it, and what you do to amplify Black authors. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And you make sure, people, y'all go read Open for Business. I need y'all to tell me what y'all think.
Yes.
To tell
Yes.
me, was it me or was it her?
Yes. Get into it, y'all. Get into it because
Get
I'm taking y'all
into it.
back to Reveal soon. So please get
Thank
into it.
you. I appreciate you. You guys have a good day. I hope y'all, whoever watching the Super Bowl, y'all team win because I don't
Right.
care. But I will be watching the halftime show because I need them numbers to go up.
Yes.
I
Yes.
need us to prove a point to DC, to them people in the White House, that Bun Buddy, what is it, Bad Bunny,
Bad
that
buddy. Yes.
he's an American.
Yes. Exactly. Yes. Y'all have a great one, and thanks so much for joining us.
All right,
Appreciate
y'all.
y'all.
Y'all have a good day. Happy reading.